Hi, and welcome back to Beyond the Monsters. Today I have Walking Tall here with us.
So tell me, is there room for me to cry? Is the devil all inside my mind? I don't wanna die like this, I wanna live my life.
Okay, let's start wherever you want to start. Do you want to start with a prayer?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
So I call on all of my ancestors, angels, ascended masters, God, creator, source, the great mystery. I ask that you guide my words, that you open my heart in love and compassion to share my truth and my story for the purpose of healing myself, my line, and for the entire world, whoever hears this message. I ask that you surround Shell and I in a pure, luminescent bubble of light, that you hold us in your wings and bring a peace and a calmness to this conversation. And so it is.
Thank you. That was good. That was really good.
Did you feel it?
I did.
Where'd you
I
feel
did.
it?
Kind of deep in my heart. Just, I really tried to listen and take it in, and that was great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So let's start with your story. Wherever you want to start.
All right. So,
Texas.
Texas. And, I just wanted to say thank you to you for opening this container to me and giving me this opportunity to share my story. There, from the depths of darkness, is opportunity for even greater amount of light and healing, and freedom and release. And I want to talk about the darkness before the light and the healing came. And, I grew up in a very poor family in a small town. It was a white supremacist, very heavy on Christian nationalism.
Okay.
Okay. And so, out the gate, though, I love Jesus. I still love Jesus very much. And my mother was a warrior of God, and she was a closet prayer warrior.
Okay.
My stepfather got up very early to work, and so she'd be in the prayer closet. And so she set a very empowering and divine example for me as a child. My mother had her own struggles, with addiction and mental illness, and drugs were very heavy in the house. And my mother was, you know, on one hand, this strong, divine follower of God and Jesus and prayer warrior. And so she brought us up in the church. But she had her own limitations that came from her own abuse and her own childhood, right? So this is generational trauma that
Right.
carried over. I know this now. But as a child, my experience was one of there were these rules I didn't understand within the church, right? In order to, be loved by God and accepted by God, I had to be a cisgender, white, heterosexual girl. And there were a lot of standards that were set and expectations. Also within the church, where there was a lot of things that I didn't understand as a child. And what I experienced and saw was a lot of perversion
Okay.
within the Christian faith, in my hometown, in my home with
And
my,
you were witnessing all this.
and I was a victim.
Oh, okay.
I was a victim.
Did you have siblings
Yeah,
too?
so I have an older sister. We share the same father.
Okay.
He left when I was just a baby, young girl. And then my mother remarried. She was introduced to a man through the Pentecostal church in her hometown. And the very first time he came to the house, I was about 4 years old. And these dates aren't like solid,
Right.
right? It's the best that I can do. But I was about four, and he knocked on the front door, and we were living in government assisted housing. It was called the Housing Authority, right? And so
Okay.
I opened the door, and with my fiery temperament, I looked at him, looked up at him, and I was like, slammed the door in his face. And
Right.
my mom was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And I said, "I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like him."
Okay.
And so that was my first experience with intuition and kind of feeling into energy.
Right.
I'm a very highly sensitive individual, and in my life now, I am a Indigenous healer, teacher, and artist, and
Wow.
spiritual healer. And so I use these gifts that I've had since childhood
Right.
to help others walk in the light.
I love it.
Yeah, many gifts
Yeah.
come alongside with darkness. And so there was my stepfather singled me out. So at that time, right, it was just myself and my older sister. My younger brother came next, not long after my mom married him.
Okay.
And the abuse started out the gate. It was physical, beatings, anything you can imagine. Like I said, there were a lot
To
of.
all of you, just the
I
kids?
was singled out
More. Okay.
the gate. My older sister did also get, more like the verbal abuse, and
Yeah.
she was bullied because of her weight as a young
Okay.
girl. We're
Yeah.
18 months apart. And so it was
Okay.
just this sickness that was there out the gate.
Right.
But as soon as my brother came, it was, this, it increased in the intensity and the velocity, the
Was he
physical.
abusing mom too, or just you
Yes.
kids? Okay.
So one of the most scarring, we have these core memories, right?
Mm-hmm.
And is the memory of my sister and I just collapsing against the wall outside my parents' bedroom in tears, crying all day long, and the choking on pot smoke and not eating, not being cared for,
Right.
and random men coming in and out of the house to the back bedroom and not understanding, and my
Yeah.
not seeing our mother and banging on the door like mom, mom, or like
Right.
not understanding. And there is a stranger who all of a sudden, and then on top of it, it was this culture of Christianity of you obey your husband, you obey your parents, right? And
Right.
so watching my mother sacrifice, so she wasn't smoking pot or drinking before he came into the picture.
Mm.
She was a devout prayer warrior.
Right.
And so they started with the pot, like, and this is indicative of any type of grooming, right? And so it
Mm-hmm.
started with the pot, and then it grew in intensity. And so she was, I would say the majority of their marriage is 20 plus years. My mother was under some type of haze.
Yeah.
Either she was choosing it or it was being given to her.
Right.
And the same for me. I do want to talk about something that's so there's this culture in this town, very dark, that is embedded in the churches, and had to do with child pornography and pedophilia, rampant. Okay, in our town, it's like 1,000 people, and there is this, and it's still going on today. But what they do, there's structure to it. And so they keep the women imprisoned by threatening to kill their children. Just feeling it from my mom. My mother, Jenny, her life was taken from her in 2013.
Oh, God.
So we'll kind of jump here for a minute.
Yeah.
My mother came to me in 2012. I was in high tech for about 12 years and, executive leadership and knew a whole lot about technology. I was living in Austin at the time, and my mom showed up one day to my house and she was like, I got these cameras. And I said, what do you mean you have these cameras? And there's teeny tiny spy cameras. And there is this shop in Austin. I'm not sure if it's still there, but it's called the Spy Shop. And so she bought these miniature spy cameras and she said, I want you to help me program them. I need to put them up in the house for Greg. And, with trauma, when trauma is so severe and you are day in and day out worried about am I going to survive this beating? Am I going to be alive tomorrow? Am I going to eat? Are my siblings going to eat? When you're
Right.
like surviving, your psyche doesn't have the capacity to even process,
Right.
right? Until your nervous system is like in a place where it can regulate and you work through the things and you bring it
Yes.
up. And so at that time, I wasn't really on page with my mom. She knew he was a monster. I knew he was a monster. I didn't understand why she tried many times to leave him. I even helped her. And so I helped her program these cameras. So she sets the cameras up in the house and gets evidence of the child pornography, trafficking, drugs, sex, all kinds of stuff. Then my mother went missing. She went missing so this was in the summer of 2012. I moved to Asheville, North Carolina. And then that fall, the winter was over the break between December and January. My mother goes missing. And I'm just giving you the high level. I'm not going to get into like details right now.
Yeah.
She goes missing for 4 days and nobody can find her. They found her body. She was dressed in just a t-shirt. The skin was removed from the bottom of her feet. And she had been dumped by the river in next town in Kerrville, Texas, where the floods just hit, right? A hiker found her body. She was a block away from the sheriff's department. She had ran on foot to escape him, her last attempt to escape him, and went into this women's shelter. And then the story is she ate spaghetti her last night in the women's shelter, ran down the street and threw herself over the hill and died from the fall. This is the autopsy report. These are the findings. She had multiple blunt force trauma all over her abdomen. And she was right by the sheriff's department.
Right.
So many questions.
Sure.
And there's, you talk about decades of evidence with the Johnson City Police Department, records of the 911 phone calls that I had placed, my sister had placed, my mother had placed. The doors were ripped off of our bed. There was not one door in our home that could lock because he was a maniac when he got, right? It was like this monster came out of him and anything that got in his way got destroyed. I mean, you're talking about a grown man and young girls.
Right.
Okay. And so case closed. Jenny was crazy. Jenny left the women's shelter and just tumbled over the hill and died. Suicide, case closed. But she confronted him with the evidence.
She did.
Hell yeah, she did. My mother was I said, hell yeah. Jenny. She was a warrior of God, but she was also, when when she had that divine righteousness. So like when she was in her righteousness, like watch out.
Oh,
And she had tried many times to get him to apologize to me for the sexual abuse, for the trafficking, for many things. She tried. Narcissistic sociopath. Okay, they don't apologize. But it was my mother's last attempt to redeem herself as a mother,
yeah.
and in the last 10 years, like she got sober and she quit smoking. And despite living in hell,
Right.
imprisoned in hell, knowing that she was married to a lunatic, okay, who I grew up watching him torture animals on our kitchen table.
Oh, God.
He would purposely injure birds and squirrels and animals, okay, and then like dissect them while they were still alive on our kitchen table.
He probably made you guys watch.
He made
He's a
us watch.
psychopath,
He's
yeah.
a psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
He, like I said, he singled me out, trying to he was trying to groom me into a psychopath too, like him, looking back, right?
Right.
So out of the 4 children, I was the only one he took to cockfighting events. The only one he took to dog fighting events. I'm a young girl.
Right.
I'm a Jesus loving, like pure. You're pure. I mean, your children are born pure.
Right.
We're not born in this evil, sinful brokenness. It is monsters who create monsters and who steal children's purity and who pervert children and break them beyond repair. And I recognize the gifts, my God-given gifts that have been with me since we all have gifts, right? But this was a divine mission I was sent to do, sent to experience, knowing that I was one of God's strong warriors and that I could not only survive, but alchemize, transmute, turning it into something beautiful for those out there who are still suffering, who have not. So, I mean, the generation, so to break generational curses, it was my mother's liberation. My mother's liberation was her death.
Yeah.
I am so thankful she was liberated. And I can say that now from this place of deep understanding and deep communion with God and my ancestors. I can say thank you for liberating my mother from her suffering
For so long.
for decades.
Yeah.
She, for us, she gave up everything for herself to protect her children. Talk about a warrior of God.
Yeah.
Talk about a saint, my hero, who I aspire to be, and it is legacy making,
Yeah.
to say, I understand that Greg Copeless was once a child, a pure, innocent child. And then monsters came along and broke him. But it was past the point of repair. And this is the world, this is life, right? It is, it is, I had to make a grand act of self-preservation quite a few years ago. Well, right, there's these opportunities that we have in life, right? Is do I choose me?
Right.
Like, is it time to choose me now?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Right.
And let's go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And so within my family, right, when you have generational trauma and you have, it's passed down through the bloodline,
Mm-hmm.
and I come from a really big family.
Okay.
My mother was one of seven.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and two sisters are twins, and we're triplets. So it's a large family and over 30 first cousins. Okay.
Wow.
And so we're talking white supremacy. We're talking the Christian nationalism. And when I say Christian nationalism, um, I'm referring to the aggressive, um, kind of hatred-filled
Yeah.
version of uh, being one of God's children. That's what I'm
Yeah.
referring to, and that's what I mean there. And so you have the white supremacy, the Christian nationalism, uh, incest, and rape, all
God.
these things, right? And so this was 2021. So I went on this Eat, Pray, Love pilgrimage, right? And this was 2017. I took a pilgrimage from the high tech industry, and I said, God's spirit said, go to Vietnam. you know,
Yeah.
I was playing tennis at that time and very active and competitive. And one of my friends was going with her husband. She said, "You should come with us. We're going to
Oh.
Vietnam." And I'm like, "Vietnam?"
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, "This has got to be divine intervention because
Right.
use your miles from all the travel and
Yeah.
let's all go together and do a trip." And so I booked a 1-week ticket, got a 3-month visa, and so we planned to go travel together for the first week, and then I was gonna go off on my own. And so
Oh, that's scary.
I was scary, right? And I have to um uh, re-lens myself from time to time, right? Because um my experience growing up, right, of like what fear was
Right.
and scary, like it desensitized me. And so in my
Mm-hmm.
mind, right, um
That was nothing.
I was like,
Yeah.
let's right.
Right.
That was nothing.
Yeah.
And so after they left, I bought a motorcycle in Vietnam, and I went from South to North Vietnam, and I was led to go to these poorer villages. And so I went and did this pilgrimage of just being an experience with the Vietnamese people, and
Wow.
the most beautiful people. I mean, I've been privileged to travel quite a bit. And
Yeah.
so, but the Vietnamese people, you know, it was, I was able to communicate with them without words, and
Mm.
seeing them without running water and living in extreme poverty,
Yeah.
but with so much peace in their hearts. And so here I was coming out of a divorce, and my mother's murder, and so as my mother's murder, then a divorce. It was like three huge, big,
Big life events for sure.
back to back,
Yeah.
right? And so at that point, I was just like, show me something, help me, And so I received a lot of healing and a lot of love from this experience. And towards the end of the trip, I flew to Thailand. And within my first week, I left the beach, had just watched a sunset, and next thing I know, I'm on my back, right? So I wrecked the motorcycle,
Oh.
died, crossed over, had this near death experience with my mother, and was shown some things
Wow.
and experienced some otherworldly things. Got to spend time with my mom. I did not want to come back, Shell.
Oh, I
Like,
bet. I bet.
I did. Um, it took about 3 hours. We were back and forth, and there's this conversation happening, and but I was shown that I had this purpose to fulfill. That's why it was so important. And I had to experience her beyond the veil, because at that point I had no um, resolution with anything, right? My whole understanding of the world was completely ruptured again of
Mm.
what is justice, what is Christianity, what is the church,
Yeah.
uh, these these leaders and these people who are supposed and these judges who are supposed to protect and uphold the law. It was all just imploded,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I had to experience her and her peace and her bliss and be comforted in that because I needed that extra,
Yeah.
beyond the veil experience. And
Right.
so came back and just really set me on this completely different, set me on my correct path, which is a path of helping others find healing and finding their own walk in life.
So important.
So important. And so I came back with a traumatic brain injury, and right, so like spirit, God, universe was like, let's knock her off so hard because we need her.
Right.
Get her
Right.
out of the tech world.
Yeah.
We need her. She's not, and I'm stubborn. I've always been a stubborn spirit. And
Mm-hmm.
I take after my grandpa. He's a very stubborn rancher and cowboy, and
Oh.
he taught me a lot of beautiful skills and
Mm-hmm.
about integrity and hard work. But yeah, so hard-headed that they literally had to knock me off this bike in
Yeah.
a third world
Like you
country.
said, literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
And so the angel that found me and got me to help, her name is Margot from Germany. And so I just want to say, Margot from Germany, I hope to hear from you again. Please contact me because I have no way to
Yeah.
contact her. But she took me to her husband the next day, and I go in to their cottage, and he looks like Merlin. And he's got this long white hair, right? And he's got this long white beard. He's wearing all white. And he didn't say much. He was just like this, right? And I'm like dazed and confused.
Right.
I'm like, to leave part of my brain
Right. Right.
on the road back
Like, am I
there.
really seeing this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go into his healing room and I sit on his Reiki table. I'd never heard of Reiki or tuning forks. And he pulls out this tuning fork, okay, that is like this big, as long as my leg. And he plays it. He starts on this side, right, my left ear, and he comes around to the right. So he's giving me sound healing treatment
Yeah.
with frequency. He's healing me with frequency. Then he brings out the Tibetan bowls, the sound bowls, and starts playing. So he gives me this sound bath. And this healer, he's a gifted, otherworldly healer.
Yeah.
These two angels were divinely placed on my path to find me and to help me with bridge. And I really feel with everything inside of me that healing session helped preserve certain neural connections
Mm-hmm.
before it got unrepairable or,
Right.
to the point of they were just sent there divinely. So this set me on this path, and then I started learning about sound healing. I'm a sound healer,
Okay.
and now I use tuning forks and sound bowls and in my healing sessions, and so all these experiences, right, were part of the divine plan all
Yeah.
along. And so the grand act of self-preservation. So this happened, and my siblings, my family turned their back on me after right? And so there was never a place for me to be protected or for my story to be heard or believed, Shell.
Right.
This is the other level.
Yeah.
The entire family protected this monster. They didn't even, in their own sister, they turned on my mother when my mother was fleeing for her life at the end of her life. Every single one of her sisters refused her housing, safekeeping.
Oh, no.
Every single one of them.
And she was trying to get away.
They knew it. They're her sisters.
Right.
They knew our family story. No one tried to pull us out of that house. CPS, Child Protective Services, everybody turned a blind eye. The teachers in the school, everyone that was supposed in society, in
That
this
should be protecting, especially the children. Yeah,
correct.
God.
If the society fails, the family should be stepping in, the pastors, the church, but they were part of this insidious obsession with children too,
Yeah.
over sexualizing and trading their children for
Scary.
drugs and trading their children for whatever, drugs mostly, to feed their addiction, right? And so this was this generational trauma coming back up. So here I am, I need help, right? I'm unable to work. I'm scheduled for brain surgery. All my siblings, everyone is saying basically F you, creating their own story to protect the monster in the family. Because and I understand this, and when I use the term monster, it is because that's the only word I have to describe what this person is.
Mm-hmm.
But if they were to help me, if they were to provide space for me to hear my story and to verbalize and to validate my experience, I understand that their psyche does not have the capacity to even begin to rectify that.
Mm-hmm.
And
To even process it.
they don't have the
right? Yeah,
capacity.
yeah.
And so with that, I walked away from my entire family. The last text exchange I had with my siblings is when I hired a lawyer, right? Because my mother died without a will. And so she dies without a will. She was expecting to get $65,000 from her parents' ranch estate, okay? So there's $65,000 at stake. There's my mother, who has video evidence of child pornography and decades of child perversion, okay? So you got the money motive, you got the pedophilia motive, you got elected officials, you've got all this, right? So there's a lot at stake.
Yeah.
And so I started digging, and I hired an attorney to look into it. Come to find out, my siblings went behind my back, changed names on deeds to steal. So they were after mine too. My own siblings. So the last text conversation I had with the three of them was, and I looped their father in, right, Greg. I did a group text, and I said, your father is a pedophile and a rapist. What did I say? Your father is a pedophile and a rapist. And that was all that text sent. My older sister said, what's your number? What's your number to walk away from the family and never come back? My brother, you're going to pay for this.
His dad, right? That's
Correct.
His bio dad.
Bio
Yeah.
dad. So this is 2021, and not talked to them since.
Were they just, did they not want to believe you? I mean, they saw things themselves, right? That were happening.
So what I've come to, from my understanding, is, so my older sister, she was threatened by him. She was also abused by him sexually, emotionally, physically. So he threatened her, I'll kill your mother if you don't give her this, give your sister this, give her that, right? Like, and so you control children very easily in any type of way, sexually, physically. And this is a tool in the pedophile toolkit.
Yeah.
You threaten the mother, and then you go to the mother and you threaten the mother with the children. It's
exactly.
Right? And you got full control of whatever you want.
Right.
And then you isolate them from the rest of the family, create them to be some crazy, and that's the other play in the playbook is, oh, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Who's going to believe your story?
Right.
Walking tall. Who's going to believe your story?
Right.
This is, do you hear yourself what this sounds like? Like, yeah, people are monsters.
Yeah.
People have really...
And it happens way too often, exactly like this.
And right, you judge a book by its cover,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's in every town.
Yeah.
Church, I mean, we're seeing all over the news, right? Pastors
Right.
falling like flies.
Mm-hmm.
Who, in most of the cases, right? These pastors have been protected by their own congregation
Yeah, there's so much trust in them. People just trust them.
with their children,
Yeah.
with their souls,
Yeah.
with their hearts, with their money, their pocketbook. I mean, you name it,
Yeah.
right?
It's a lot of brainwashing.
A lot of brainwashing.
Sorry you guys went through so much.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't speak to my siblings, they see this. If y'all hear this, I do love you, and I really hope that you find healing and peace. I wish you all healing. That's what I have. I
Right.
wish you healing.
Yeah. It's all you can do.
But at the end of the day, since I've removed myself from this entire bloodline, it only goes up and up and up.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it hasn't been an easy road, right? But
Sure. No.
oh my God, every day, the further, time is kind of a relative thing, right? But
Right.
as time goes on, it is this lighter and lighter, because our skin is always regenerating itself.
Mm-hmm.
Cells are always at work. And so on a spiritual level, we are too.
Mm-hmm.
And, but it takes discipline too,
Yes.
and self-love.
That's the key right there. It's hard to get to that point for a lot of people.
Most people have
Yeah.
especially coming out of extremely traumatic
Abuse. Yes.
abuse.
Do you feel like you're at peace now?
I do. Yeah. I am. And what is peace?
Right. Yeah.
Is I can say, my experiences don't define me.
Mm-hmm.
The story that was written for me is not the story I choose to write for myself.
Right.
And that every day and every moment I get to choose what story I write
Yeah.
and what life I create. And some of the biggest gifts and blessings, right, is that you kind of sometimes, right, they say you fake it till you make it.
Mm-hmm.
And is down on your hands and knees and you're sobbing and you're not knowing how you're going to do anything for yourself, but you say, I see other people in the world who are at peace.
Yes.
And I know it's possible, and I'm not going to stop until I have this feeling of,
Yes.
I don't even know if peace is the word, but it is that.
I always for myself, I always say it's like a calmness because everything was so chaotic, so crazy, so abusive. That's my thing. Just you feel calm.
Yeah.
At calm. That's just me.
That's
Yeah.
a great way to,
Yeah.
I'm a visual thinker. So what I saw when you said that was like the still lake,
Yes.
right? When it rains on the lake and just all these little rings that come out and
Yeah.
the bubbles that form, and
It's not chaotic.
it's not chaotic. The candle doesn't go out.
Yeah.
There's no breeze.
Right. Because abuse and trauma and all those things, they can make it very chaotic in your brain, as you know.
Yeah.
And then your body, just all of it. It's a lot. And how you said you were crying and bawling and, on your knees. I think you have to go through that. That's you over and over because you just have to let all that out.
The scream, the rage screams.
Yes.
And yet you bring up a really good point. It is, the rage and the anger.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like we talk enough about,
Right.
right? From
Right.
like a healing
Right.
perspective, right? Like that spiritual bypassing. It's not all light and love, baby.
Right. Right. Right.
I mean, it is, but it isn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's also it's the shadow, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know about for you, but for me, it is self-loving that shadow aspect too. The little girl, little
Right.
me who wasn't allowed to do this, right?
Right.
And so now we have tools and we have places and a system in place to where
Yes.
we can safely express this and not feel the shame. That's
Right.
another
Shame.
big, oh,
Big one.
right? Like,
Yes.
like I'm talking about this. I don't feel the flood.
Yeah.
There are times when I did feel the flood
Right.
of shame.
All the judgments, especially for you, no one wanted to believe you. Right?
No one in my whole existence.
Yeah, like that had to be so like lonely.
Yeah, very.
So sad. You've come so far. You have to be proud of yourself.
I'm so proud of
Right?
myself.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, it is in my office. I have, you know, the idea that nobody has to applaud us, and even the smallest victories, that we can hold these as sacred and create rituals and
Yes.
celebrate ourselves. I love buying myself flowers. Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
I know exactly what I want.
Right. Right. Right.
And when I want them.
Yep.
And I don't get upset if I don't get them.
Right. Right.
Because then I'd only be getting upset at myself.
Right. Yep. I agree.
Yeah, it is the long battle, the long war, the long game is I create for myself, and this has taken, a lot of self-love and isolation.
A lot of work.
A lot of work. Isolation, silence, meditation. Key to all of this is the meditation is such a huge part for me.
Okay.
But the silence, the solitude, the meditation, and it is the long game. I am my biggest fan, right? I am my biggest supporter, and I self-validate first. And the greatest, the most fulfilling self-validation, I don't know about for you, is the spirit, that spiritual connection, being one with source and just feeling in alignment, like that calm.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I'm blown away by how far you've come, though. That's so much to go through, so much to carry for so long. Your brother, did he experience abuse too?
Sexual.
Yeah.
I feel, yes, there are memories that I have. It's really not my story to share.
Yeah.
I worry about my brother now.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Just, if he was abused too, or if he wasn't abused, if that's how he kind of turned on you too, just because, or you just don't want it. He wasn't, he doesn't want to accept it. And you saying it out loud makes it way harder.
I do. I mean, one thing too, they talk about the age difference. He's 7 years younger.
Okay.
And then my younger sister is 6 years young. I'm sorry, he's 6 years younger and she's 7 years younger.
Okay.
So there was a good 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
When it was Wild West. They're babies and stuff. But so they literally don't remember a lot of stuff, and they and then also protecting their psyche of some things.
Sure.
Um,
Of course. It's real easy to get defensive
it
with
is,
that.
especially
Yeah.
when this person has created your sister as the problem out from the
Right.
why don't you love my father? They would tell me.
Mm.
Why are you so mean to him? Why are you this and why are you that? And like
They
the
just,
psychological warfare, Shell, you get it, right?
oh, yeah, because he was brainwashing the shit out of them, too, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no, what I found peace with is there's no um, potential of resolution um, while they still have this thing.
Right.
I have no desire
Yeah.
of ever going back.
As you shouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I left Texas. It was right before Christmas 2023. I left a lot. I left all my belongings.
Did you?
Yeah. Came with like clothes,
Just wanted to start
my
over.
drum. Yeah. So this pair of great horned owls started appearing outside my window. I was doing some work trade on a farm in Austin, and it was Thanksgiving, and so this pair came up to my window, and they were there every single night. They would not leave. And I was shown a vision because I lived in Asheville about 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I was living in Asheville when my mother died.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was shown this vision beginning of 2023 that I'd returned to North Carolina, that something big was going to happen, something that I needed to be in North Carolina. And I didn't know when or how or anything. But once I started like making these bold acts of self-preservation and setting my boundaries, learning boundaries.
Yeah. 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 That's a whole episode.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Boundaries, post monsters. So yeah, it was after that, it was like the sixth or seventh night of these owls. And owls are one of my spirit animals and totems. And so I was like,
We love
okay,
owls.
do you too?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
speak to you?
My husband really loves owls.
Do you, Dan?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Owl whispers.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So it was like sixth or seventh night. And I'm like, okay, I hear you, ancestors. Is that you, Mom? You know?
Yeah.
Is that like the chiefs on my Indigenous side? Who I just hear you.
Right.
know?
Right.
And so literally like I was doing some like work trade, and so I just made these decisions very, I just knew it was time to
Yeah.
go.
Right.
So I left in the middle of the night. Yeah. Packed my car. I had on my dog Soul. She was my girl.
Oh.
She was with me for 10 years, but we were together then, and so I loaded her up in the car, and she recently passed 3 months ago
Oh
from
no.
cancer.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Thank you.
Oh, that had to be rough. Especially if she was right there with you during all that. Yeah.
But we also made this agreement sometime, and I talked to her the whole, we had some very deep conversations last week, always, but the last week it was, we had ribeye and ice cream,
Oh.
and I said, okay, I know why it's time now because I'm ready,
Yeah.
and so it was this. When I saw her rapidly declining over like a period of 3 months, I was like, in one hand, I was like, okay, wow, like we're Phoenix ashes rising fully, and we're coming into a new transition here, a new phase, but also like, oh my gosh, like bottom drop, right?
Yeah.
So it was like that, the deep love and the grief all at once. And she was talk about how do you learn self-love. She was my greatest teacher.
Oh.
And love, feeling safe and love. Have you ever had a service dog or animal?
Yeah, we actually have 2 service dogs, 2
You
Frenchie.
do?
They're Frenchies. Yeah.
Okay, what are their
Yeah.
names?
Suka and Blue.
Suka and Blue.
Yeah.
How old are they?
Blue is what, 6? 6. He was born on my husband's sobriety date on January 30th. That's how we ended up getting him. It was like okay, we have to
Are
get
you
him.
both sober?
He's 10 years sober.
Me too, Dan. Yes.
How long? For you?
10.
10 years for you too?
Yeah, it'll be 11 in January.
Wait, January what?
17th.
30th.
30th. Okay.
January 30th. It'll be 11.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There must have been a trumpet call.
Something.
We heard it.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Such a small world sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. When we're the gift of being able to see that,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
the connectedness. I'm not, I don't know about you, but those kind of like liminal years, the where I was here years, like what was going on years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have lots of those. Yeah.
Like who, what?
Yeah.
We was what?
Yeah, exactly. I have many of those.
Okay. So
Yeah.
like all those things that, we didn't get to experience. I feel like in ways now, I don't know about you, but I just get like blasted at times.
Mm-hmm.
And Spirit's like, here,
Yeah.
let's sprinkle on her,
Yep.
and so it's coming and at times it's so big, right? That
Mm-hmm.
the nervous system is like, oh wow, this feels so good.
Right.
And do you feel like at times you're able to experience like that deep childlike wonder or
Oh, yeah.
again
Yeah.
that
Yeah. And I think I don't remember a lot of my childhood. There was a lot of trauma, a lot of stuff that went on that I just don't remember. So when I experience that, it's just like new.
completely new.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
new. Yeah.
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 But from that almost naive, I want to say naive, but like just like
Yeah.
that childlike
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For
in a
sure.
grown
For sure.
person's body.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
What do you think that you would tell people? What kind of advice would you give them?
In general.
Yeah, in general, just like with all that you went through and how you came out on the other side. Like, people who think, oh my God, there's no way I can get through this. There's no way this can be better.
What would I say to them?
Yeah, what would you say?
Yes, you can.
Yeah,
Yes, you can.
yeah,
You absolutely can, and you deserve it.
yeah.
You're worthy. We need you.
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of the people, places, and things.
Yes.
You can do it. Like leave your whole family.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to do really hard things, but
I did that too.
you left them all.
Mm-hmm.
High five from
Yeah,
across the room.
had to.
Man. And I feel like, right? It's either me or you, people.
Right. And my there were my children too, or my girls. I was in 2010, like 2010, I was done.
Your children too?
Well, I didn't want my children around them.
Oh, okay.
And that toxic environment
Right.
and all I finally just said I'm done.
What a grand act of love.
Yeah. Unfortunately, most of them have died too since then, young. So I know how hard that can be, and it can be very lonely,
Not
But you
having
find
family.
friends and you find people that they become your family. Like, like they say, the family that you choose.
I'm calling them in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the call is out.
Yeah.
It
So
is
I've been
out.
there. I can imagine how you feel still. Hasn't really been that long. A few years. But it can definitely be lonely. But you're proof that you can do it too.
That's right.
Yeah.
Without, and I'm an advocate. I went through. I was very blessed with a somatic therapist in Austin. Can I say her name?
Yeah,
Her
of
name? Her
course.
name is Katie Adams, and another divine gift. She helped me cry again. I mean, monumental. Like, we spent about 6 years together in,
Oh,
in
wow.
therapy in Austin, and working in deep tissue and
Yeah.
somatics and all that. She's a very gifted
Wow, that's
healer and
awesome.
therapist. So I highly recommend Katie Adams in
Yeah.
Austin, Texas.
Were you very shut down at one point too, where you just didn't
Yeah.
really cry or
So
emotion?
yeah,
Was
it
it?
was the right. So it was my mother, and then less than a year later, I found out that my my wife was having an affair, and so it was.
So more betrayal.
And what I had learned through my therapy, and Katie taught me these things, right? She taught me a lot. One of them was the seriousness of emotional murder, like this concept of emotional murder, and that's what putting words to these unfathomable
Right.
experiences.
Yes.
Okay, and so it was all that reality destroyed with poof.
Yeah.
Mom and society and just what is anything and what
Right.
is God,
Right.
and then love, and then marriage and commitment and all these things, right? And so after the divorce, when that started is when Katie was brought into my life, like a divine connections,
Yeah.
right? And our closing session, I brought her this huge chunk of citrine that I found. I love rock hounding for
Yeah.
crystals.
Yeah.
And so I found a bunch of raw.
Our youngest daughter loves crystals.
Does
Kenna. Yeah.
Kenna?
She
Okay.
loves crystals too. Yeah.
She a crystal whisperer. Can she feel the energies of them?
I think so, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I know like last Christmas we got her this big, it was like a big container thing of just different crystals and rocks and all kinds of stuff. Like you would dig through it to see, like it's just
Like a bucket.
random crystals and stuff. And like
great
she
gift.
loved it.
What
Yeah.
a great gift.
Yeah.
She geek out.
Yes. 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 Yeah.
A little autistic rock hounding.
Yeah.
I mean, but
of
you put
course.
some rocks in front of me and like if we're arguing, just put some shiny crystals in front of me.
I'm automatically in my happy place.
That's right.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple feathers.
Right.
And a stick of incense. But yeah, so I my gift to her was this chunk of citrine, and she had said before that it was one of her favorite crystals, so I bring it to her, and she said, "I'm sorry, Katie, if this gets you in trouble." It probably won't. But she said, "I just have to share something with you. I'm not sure if you're aware." She said, "But our first session when you came in, do you remember that you couldn't cry?" And I said, "No, I couldn't cry." I was like,
You didn't even remember. Yeah.
I didn't even remember. I was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "I was a wreck." And she goes, "No, you couldn't even cry." She was like, "I'll never forget one of the first sessions. You just kind of slumped down the side of the wall." And I was like holding my knees, right? Because she was asking me some questions about, like a simple question maybe for people. Where do you feel safe in this room, and what is a position you would take? It was a great question. And so I slumped against the wall and I just hid in my knees, right? And she said that was, one of the first sessions, and we were talking about stuff that would have people like laid out, sobbing, wailing, and you couldn't even cry. And I was like, wow. And now here I am sobbing.
Yeah. You were just shut down.
We have
protect yourself.
Yeah, I mean, that's how we survive stuff.
Right. Just how we don't remember a lot of terrible things, like from younger years, or like just the emotional things that happen within our brain. It protects us. I
was just going to ask if you feel like I feel like that's a gift too.
Yeah.
If I don't remember it, thank you.
Right.
I'm only digging for crystals.
Right. I'm not trying to dig that shit up. Yeah.
We are so good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. Wow. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Just, it makes me sad too, just that your brothers and sisters can't see the reality because they're still in it.
They're still, yeah, it's their,
Yeah.
they talk about parallel universes and multiple dimensions, but they're here,
Right.
and so, yeah, like I said, I wish them healing and
Yeah.
peace. And obviously, I wish that I could experience this. I wonder what it would be like for my siblings to experience me in this dimension, to join me in this dimension. These things I wonder, and, because I would like for them to experience peace and lightness,
Yeah.
and maybe
I
they
mean,
are.
crazier things have happened. You never know. Maybe one day, one of them, all of them, will just realize. You it probably does hurt though, just knowing that they're out there and they are your siblings, and you would want to share life with them. A lot of times people get in their own way, or they're not healed at all. Which is a big, big problem. Because as you know, you can't heal somebody else. They have to want it for themselves. And as bad as we want it, it just doesn't work that way.
It does not.
No. But you never know.
That's right.
Because I'm sure you being who you are, you would welcome them right back in your life if they were with reality a little. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe they'll do some healing. Who knows? I'm excited for you to play.
Yes. Shall I play now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So this is F sharp. F sharp.
You can move it as however far you
Okay.
need to.
I'm not sure how it is going to pick up with the sound, but see.
That was beautiful.
It's my prayer for everybody.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Oh.